Okay, good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's meeting. And so will you please stand for the opening exercises led tonight by Mr. Seeley.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The flag of the state of New Mexico, the G symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to be here today and allow us to serve our communities and our districts, Lord. Please guide us through these meetings, help us to make the correct judgment for our schools and for our kids. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, we do have a quorum with all 5 board members here. Next item is to adopt the agenda with flexibility. Are there any adjustments to tonight's agenda?
Yes, I would like to recommend that we table item D1 under old business policy I-7100.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is just remove that from tonight's agenda. Okay.
Okay, and then also under E6 new business, it should read first reading to review and revise policy 6400 and exhibit J6432.
Okay, now is it just that exhibit that we're going to be looking at, or is it any of the exhibits
It's
that go?
just that exhibit for tonight.
Okay. Okay, so the recommendation from the superintendent is to table item 1 under old business and to make the adjustment clarifying that the policy is 6400 on item 6 under new business. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as recommended by the superintendent?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, next item, introduction of guests, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Quinones.
Okay, thank you. We have a very special guest with us here tonight, Arlene Salcido, if you'll come up. She is one of our all-star graduates of Lovington High School, and she has been selected as the New Mexico School Board Association recipient of a scholarship. So I'm going to read the letter. Ms. Salcido, congratulations. You have been selected as a Region 6 2024 New Mexico School Board Association scholarship recipient. You should be proud as we received many outstanding scholarship nominations from school boards throughout New Mexico, which were reviewed and recommended by the New Mexico School Board Association regional officers and approved by our board of directors. Enclosed, you will find your scholarship award in the amount of $1,250, which can be utilized to pay for tuition, fees, books, or any other costs necessary to pursue a degree at an institution of higher learning. We offer our most sincere congratulations and wish you luck in your future educational endeavors. Sincerely, Mr. Geary. So congratulations. So you have a certificate and your check is in the envelope.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, everyone. And I'll be looking forward to college.
Where are you going to school?
I'm going to start here at the JC
Good,
for the first
good.
2 years, and then I'm planning to transfer to Tech.
Do you know what you're wanting to study,
I
or?
want to be a lawyer.
Oh,
So I also want to go to law school.
Good.
I want to go to Tech, the law school, but we'll go from there.
well, great. Well, no doubt you'll be very successful.
She has represented Lovington High School
Yeah.
so well. She's been involved in so many organizations and bilingual skills, so she graduated with that and with honors, and so she's done an amazing job. So thank you, Arlene. We're so proud of you.
Best of luck to you. And you are welcome to stay, but you do not have to. So always we tell our guests that. Okay. Do we have any other guests tonight?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to public comment time. Time set aside for comment from the public on items on tonight's agenda. Do we have any public comment at this time? Nothing online? Okay. All right, we're going to move right on into information, reports, and I will turn it over to the superintendent.
Okay. So our back to school breakfast, can't believe we're even talking about that, is July 31st at GAN Cafeteria. And I will be emailing you more information, but if you will keep some time to join us that day.
What time?
7:50.
Okay.
And we will feed you and celebrate. July 31st.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, and then I'll email you your parts.
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You don't have to dance or cheer.
Okay,
Not
good,
this
good,
one.
good, good.
Okay.
Any other information?
No, ma'am.
Okay, the reports are in the packet. Any questions from the board?
I had one, I guess, just looking at the school data there on, and I was just curious what is planned, what is planned and what are your thoughts on the vertical alignment stuff that has happened? Is it, I think the data looks pretty good, right? So is there plans to continue that, I guess?
Our vertical teaming that we're
yes.
doing, yes, absolutely. We're going to keep going further into what we have already started. And we just keep moving into those levels and requiring our staff to do more things. So just sharpening some things that we've introduced the last 2 years, then adding some things as well.
I have heard great feedback on it, so I mean, I
That's
think that's
awesome.
good, right, that's happening. So.
Yes. We began planning in the spring for the upcoming year. So, and then Miss Bailey is our academic specialist for data and assessment. And she has provided you a lot of information on data, and she would be more than happy to meet with you if you want to make an appointment with her. Sit down and talk to her about some of that data. She has some great information. She knows it inside and out. So she even gave me a little tutoring an hour this afternoon, and I said, all right, I'll call you back in next week. There's a lot of information, so.
What about the vistas? Where's that information?
It's on the PED website.
Okay.
And under Vista, yeah.
And,
It's there.
and this is, I guess it's kind of off subject, we can talk about it later. I'll ask you there.
Okay. Okay.
Other questions from the board? I want to piggyback on what Bradley said about the data. I definitely appreciate that. And really where I looked at it was what percentage of our kids, the growth. I don't really care about the numbers. It's like, where's our growth? And I think the only thing that of course, the math is a tremendous area of that. I have no doubt you guys are really looking at ways to address that. At the middle school level, and we didn't have this same data last year, I don't think, or did we? Did we? Okay, so maybe it's in there and I couldn't find it. Is the middle school level growth? I mean, that's a concern for me, I guess, to cut to the chase, or the lack of growth at the middle school level. And so is that something, and I don't know, I mean, because I know you're doing the data and you're giving the information to the superintendent, but is that something that is being looked at in a very concrete way? Because, what we hear often is at the high school level, it's like, okay, you look at that growth in the elementary and even in the 6th grade, and then we hit a roadblock in that middle school level. And so is there a plan in place to really look at, because I think we have the people, I believe we have the people, and so the rigor to put it up there,
So that's where our PLCs come into play. That's one avenue where we will address that. And we are training our people to do a true PLC. And with that is understanding the data and what we need to do with that data. And even getting down to those standards and benchmarks. Where are we weak? Where do we need? Where can we celebrate? And when our teachers can gather together as English teachers or math teachers or that grade level, they can pinpoint even students that they need to work with.
When do we do math adoption again?
Go ahead.
So the upcoming year is science, then the next year is math.
Okay.
So
'Cause
this
we
current
do-
year, FY '25?
24, 25 is science.
Okay.
25, 26 is math.
It's math, okay. Because we make some gains at sixth grade, and then at seventh grade, we lose ground. And our kids are not stupid, and our teachers are good teachers. So it's the program that we're using that worries me. Is it the type of curriculum that we have there, or, we talked about going back to Saxon at some grade levels?
So, can I speak to that?
Yes. Yes.
6th, 7th, and 8th all use the same math curriculum.
Do they?
They use Carnegie, 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8 use the same science curriculum. 6 uses a different language arts curriculum than 7, 8. 7, 8 uses what 9, 10, 11, and 12 use. So there was intentionality behind what they chose when they did. So we'll see what's available for adoption when the adoption cycle comes.
So does sixth grade have extended class time for math? At one time they did.
They do have block, don't they?
Okay. Well, if it's working at sixth grade, is there any way we could look at trying to do that at seventh and eighth grade? I mean, I don't know what we'd have to take out of the calendar, but if we could look at trying to do that.
I think really I think it's a concern of the board to see that we're making great gains, and then it kind of goes, and so it's like, okay, what are we going to do? So.
And I appreciate that. I too, when I look at it, I think that. I know we do have very many conversations. It's a multitude of factors
Right.
that's happening there. Curriculum may be a piece of it. Staffing.
Making sure they have the.
Not that we don't have teachers, but we have had gaps in teachers or brand new teachers, and that impacts student performance. So we're growing those teachers. I know our instructional coaches last year worked pretty hard with our newest math teachers, just really trying to support that.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, then we're going to move right on into the routine matters, and we'll take items 1 through 4 as part of the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion to accept items 1 through 4 as presented? Okay, thank you. Next item, budget adjustments.
Okay. Ms. Hutchins.
So we have 3 budget adjustments. The first one is for Idea B, which is our initial budget of $1,398,907. This did not get put or approved in the initial budget by PED. The second one is our portion for the private school share in Fund 24115 for $19,724. And the third one is to budget the appropriation from the Lee County for the discretionary spending for literacy and reading programs, and that's $100,000.
Questions from the board?
Is there any of that money we can use to help parents become better readers, the ones that want to be better readers, to help read to their small children?
That would be
Okay. Can we put that on a?
So part of the $100,000 that County Commissioner Sims advocated for us is some of that money is going to be used for parent nights to bring them in and give them some strategies, and they walk away with some strategies in their hand. So that's and just even some things that they can do for math and reading.
Okay.
So we have some of those already. We have that planned with
Good.
some of that
Yay.
money.
Thank
Yes.
And will we, I know that this money can't use to fund for math nights, but are we looking at doing something similar since we were having that conversation about math as
Yes.
well?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the budget adjustments as presented?
So moved. Second.
Okay, next item, bids.
This is for our roofing bids. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get used to that.
No.
And Jesse can speak more to this with the roofing bids.
That was called a punt.
What do we have here?
The roofing bids.
The roofing bids? Okay. Well, what are the questions? Who got them? Who was awarded? Roof Sync, the same company that is doing the high school.
Okay,
Oh, roofs.
Yes, ma'am.
How close are they done at the high school? Are they
No,
close
ma'am.
to being
It
done?
Probably won't be substantial completion until September.
so that's the same company that, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Finished till September or,
Yes,
oh, okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's okay.
So the same company got both of the bids?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was
So
kind
will
of,
we have air conditioning in the high school in August?
We will.
Okay. That's gonna be a problem if we don't. Okay.
What roofing system are they putting on? Is it,
TPO.
that's what I was thinking. I went by there today and I seen it hanging over the side.
Yes, sir.
okay. Any other questions from the board?
Are they planning on doing both of these at the same time?
The
I
Lano and
don't-
Taylor?
I don't believe we want to do that. I think we'll stage them, yes.
Okay.
That's going to be upon the district's decisions.
Yeah.
And the DEC controls will be upgraded as well at both schools for the HVAC.
Oh, okay.
And we're doing that as well at the high school now.
Now, is any of our federal dollars that, we had to spend by the end of September, does any of that go towards this, or we've already, because I know it's all appropriated out, but I didn't know.
No, it's spent.
Okay, okay,
Completely spent.
okay. I knew some of it was like earmarked, and I didn't know if some of it was earmarked.
For the sixth grade academy.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, do I hear a motion? Thank you, Jesse. Do I hear a motion to approve the bids as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Next item, donations.
Okay. So our football booster club has donated $7,000 towards a Polaris four-wheeler, is that what you call it? And they have it in their hands today. And you have a picture of that. Our head coach, Josh Bailey, has done a great job working with the booster club and truly going out to the company to, they also took some money off of the vehicle for our kiddos. And so this isn't just for football, but football did the legwork. It's going to benefit all athletics. So, yes. And then there was also a check donated for the Jack and Irma, the Aldwood Scholarship Fund.
I know in the past, one of the concerns that I had heard is we had seen students driving that. Has that been addressed?
Yes, ma'am, it has. There will be no students driving that.
I'm just thinking from a liability standpoint, we sure don't want to get into that, so, okay. Great, any other questions? Great to have people give to our schools, for sure. Do I hear a motion to approve the donations as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moving on to new business. First item, consider approval of the Honeywell service agreement.
Okay, Mr. Van Hoosier?
So this is just a improvement of the mechanical continuation of the contract for maintenance, filters, repairs, also added on the fire maintenance contract as well. Any questions?
Questions from the board?
Did we skip D2 as well?
Yeah, I skipped it. I'm gonna go back in just a minute.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I noticed it, so I was like, okay, well, we're gonna hop around a little bit here.
That's fine.
See who can keep up.
I guess, Jesse, will this, the fire protection stuff, will that, help, I guess, prevent when we have the fire marshals come through?
Yes, sir. Yes, it'll keep us in compliance.
Keep us in compliance, that's a better statement.
Okay, any other questions?
Amen.
Superintendent's recommendation?
To accept.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll second.
I know, you totally missed it. Okay, now, let's back up. Since I decided to skip over old business, we will move to item 2. The second reading to consider approval of changes to policy 2550. I'll turn it over to the superintendent.
I stand for any questions.
Questions from the board?
So just that one line strikeout is the only change?
It's pretty much to clean up the language. Yes.
Pretty redundant there, okay.
Yes, it is very redundant.
Okay.
I think the only question I had, I agree, it is redundant and it's confusing. Because it's tied to state statute, have we ensured that we can do that because it's written in state statute?
No, we haven't. Dr. Parker?
I don't know if it's written exactly like that in state statute, but when I look at the bottom, it references that, and so I didn't.
No, we haven't, but we can check. I didn't.
Okay. Well, we could always, if the board so chooses, we could, make a motion to approve it pending
Okay.
verification that can be done with it being tied to state statute. Because it is a very confusing statement to have it in there. Any other questions? Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve the adjustments to the changes to policy J2550 as presented pending verification that we can do that? Is that, and you can just,
So moved.
did that make any sense? Okay.
Second.
Because I really hate to have to turn around and bring it back to the board, so you can just send out a information.
You would like for me to email the board to let you know?
I think once we know, because if we're told it can't be done, then it has to stay. And once you receive confirmation, you could just send out something so everybody knows, and then that kind of ties that up with a bow. So, okay, thank you. All right, moving on to item 2 under new business. Consider approval of the MOU with the City of Lovington for the school resource officer.
Yes. So I had a great conversation with Chief Clark, City Manager David Miranda, and and Officer Leyva. And so we went through the contract, and the last time that this contract was brought up was at the $41,000, so that's been about 10 years. So we agreed on the 60, but we also made some changes in there that you will see that's highlighted in yellow. One of them being that the SRO will be present and on duty in the district during school hours in accordance with the school board. And we really talked heavily on this, and City Manager Miranda and Chief Clark guaranteed that the SRO would be at our school sites while we're in session.
While our
Monday through
students
Friday.
are.
Yes. And if he was going to be absent, they would let us know, and they would provide substitute if they needed to. Yes.
I noticed that we took out that he would be, have office space at the high school. We're providing office space, but it's not at the high school anymore. Where will it
Right,
be?
because when the contract was written, it was basically just for the high school, but our SRO is utilized almost at every campus, for sure, third grade up. And so what we've done is we placed him at Taylor Middle School. He has an office there. So we just didn't want to tie our hands to where he had a specific office at a specific site. So he will be provided a space with all of the hookups that he needs, cameras, computer, all that. So right now he's at Taylor Middle School.
Will we still have the other three?
Yes, we will still have tactical security.
Okay, good, thank you.
Other questions from the board? And the superintendent's recommendation on this MOU?
Is to honor the MOU.
And when will it go before the city, do you know?
They spoke about it last night, so
okay.
I am to call City Manager Miranda tomorrow, and he's going to want to know what you guys decided tonight, and then I think they're going to want a copy of our minutes.
And then they'll put it on their agenda?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so I guess my thing was making sure that we were ready to go when school started.
yes.
Okay, great. Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the MOU as presented?
So moved.
A second.
Okay, next item, consider approval to open a certificate of deposit at Estacada Credit Union for $200,000.
Okay, Ms. Hutchins?
Yes, so I stand for questions. I think, anyway, yes, all the information is there. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Questions from the board?
We currently do not have any accounts at Estacado for the school district, except for individual employee accounts.
So this would just be a district account there?
A district account. And I would like to move operational funds into that CD. To use operational funds to open the $200,000.
Okay, utilize, okay, I was kind of going that you were moving the operation fund. Okay, you're gonna use operation funds
To
to do the, okay.
It's only insured up to $250,000.
Right.
So that way it gives us a little room to grow.
So this isn't something that has to go out to bid or anything like that, right? Okay. Okay,
No, I'm glad. They do a lot for the school.
Interest that we would be receiving wouldn't be.
right, right,
Okay.
great.
Is that what it's for, a benefit to Estacado, or what's the reasoning behind doing this, I guess?
Well, yes, actually, just because, they're good partners, good community partners with us, and they have good, he was telling us that there are good interest rates right now.
Yeah, I saw those, right?
They're really good.
On both sides with being a good partner and benefiting the district with interest rates.
What length of CD are you looking at right now?
I believe it's the 1 year.
1 year? Okay. 12 month. Okay.
Yeah.
The highest rated CD.
4.45%. Okay. That's good.
Any other questions? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve we're opening an account, because we do not have an account, so opening an account at Estacada Credit Union and to open a CD for $200,000.
Also move.
Second.
Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, thank you. Next item, consider approval for the sale of scrap metal.
Okay, so as we are working on our CTE area at the high school, we are cleaning up the area in the ag department. And so there is some scrap metal there, so we want approval to go ahead and sell, and then that money would come right back into operational, which would go out to the kids when they need metal to work with.
So it would come back into the CT program or?
To the operational funds.
To be used specifically for,
Right, we
vocational.
pay for that through operational,
Oh, okay.
whenever they need materials.
okay?
Do we have any idea, is there like tons of it or 75 pounds or?
Dr. Parker, do you know that answer?
There's not tons, there's just metal because they continue to reuse it until it gets to be like you can't make a cookie anymore because there's just so that's the metal. It's not a ton. It's probably
Yeah.
I mean, we all got the visual of the dough going, yeah.
use it until it gets to be more. You can't just throw it away. So.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay. There's no other questions. Do I hear a motion to approve the sale of scrap metal?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Yours always gets there so much faster than mine. Okay, thank you. Next item, consider approval for the sale of obsolete football apparel.
Okay, so Coach Bailey has done a great job of going in and getting organized and cleaning up, and what he has discovered is that we have some jerseys and helmets that are out of commission. We can't use the helmets, and then the jerseys, there's not full sets of them. So he would like to propose that, and he would be here, but he's at a Booster Club meeting. I said, you need to be at the Booster Club meeting, I'll talk for you at the board meeting. But he's not doing this to try to raise a lot of money. He's just wanting to bring back a little bit of that Wildcat spirit into the community, where you see people wearing the Wildcat jerseys like they used to. And then with the helmets, they're more decorative pieces. They will not be used where you would go purchase that for your grandchild that they can go play in Pee-wee football. So they're going to take the pads out of the helmets. And then we spoke today, he's going to put a disclaimer inside that says this is not for use in a game. It is for decorative purposes. And he will make sure that people understand that. But you know, there's been some interest of businesses wanting a football helmet, Wildcat football helmet in their offices. And so he's just trying to tidy up and make good use of the resources. And all that money will not go back into the just football booster club or football program. It's going to go into the athletic fund. So, yeah.
Will it be like a garage sale? Just put it out on a table and you come by what you
Right,
can?
so
or?
he's working out no, he's working out the details for that, and he's looking at $50 for the helmets and anywhere from $10 to $25 for the jerseys, because there are some that are practice jerseys. And he said, you know, Ms. Q, when I was growing up, I had a jersey. It was a practice jersey, and I wore it until you couldn't wear it anymore. And so he envisions, you know, the younger generation having that. And then there's some jerseys in there that haven't really been worn. You just can't, we don't have a complete set. We have a lot missing.
Am I the only one that thinks that's a little low? I mean, those helmets are, it's not low? Oh, okay. 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 I was like, okay, see, It's a good thing I'm not doing it. I've been like, $300.
If you wanna pay more, go ahead.
The teachers used to wear football jerseys to school on Fridays even.
Yes,
you know.
when I was at different schools as a principal, our staff would wear
Yeah.
football jerseys on Friday, so.
Okay,
yeah.
so let the record show that we tried to get more money for Coach
Okay,
Bailey.
okay, I'll let him
And the
know.
superintendent said no, so. Okay, I think that's a great use of materials and benefits our kids, absolutely. I do like hearing that the disclaimer will be there so that it cannot be used, absolutely. Questions from the board? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the sale of obsolete football apparel?
Run out of water.
Okay, thank you. All right, next item, first reading to review and revise policy J 6400 and exhibits.
Yes. So this is, the exhibit that you have before you was, brought to me by Mr. Hine and Mr. Mapes. And, Mr. Hine, do you want to speak to this?
Sure. What it is, it's just updating the restraint and seclusion form, fill out the one, it was very generic. Didn't give a lot of detail, and so this one is a lot more in detail and went through it. It kind of goes along with our CPI that we're training our teachers and IAs with, and security guards on the CPI piece, and it kind of falls along. That's where I borrowed from there, and then so then Mark and I just looked at it and streamlined it, made it Lovington, and made some changes on there. So for filming purposes.
And that ensures we're in full compliance for covering that by updating it that way.
That's correct.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So is this just for the special ed program or is this for all students?
For all students that we might have to restrain or
Okay.
to put them in a secluded spot,
Okay.
this form should be filled out for students, and the parents have to be notified that day as well, with a letter from the administrator.
Okay.
Thank you. Other questions for Mr. Hine? Do you want to speak about the rest of it?
I do. So as I was looking at the actual policy, J6400, it's kind of all over the place. So I want to bring it back before the board next month, cleaned up a little bit. I mean, we're talking about restraining, and then all of a sudden there's a sentence about students should not be sent on errands for school. And then, oh, by the way, while you're running that errand, go ahead and check on school buildings and playgrounds and equipment. So
It did
I
bounce
just feel like
around.
those were put in, just tucked into this policy like they need to be somewhere else. So I would
Well,
like to have the opportunity to research this a little further.
I think it's great. I appreciate you guys looking at that because when you're talking about student safety, we want to be sure we've got that written out right. So,
Great.
thank you. Okay, it is a first reading, so if you have any questions about it, certainly reach out to the superintendent. Okay. Should we kill time for a little while? Let's see, it's 6:37. Okay, future business, the leadership conference starts this weekend. Patty Ann and I'll be going up to that and up in Taos. And I think that's it. Is there any other information? Nobody share? Okay. Okay, if not, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, thanks, everyone.